I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. The dunghead media, they are having a field day on this Trump trial. I think they're probably making more money. And the other thing is that all these anchors and journalists and reporters and specialists, legal analysts, historians and all that, all the dunghead people are coming out of the woodwork to discuss this trial. It says, here's the deal. There's never been a trial like this in the history of America. A president has never been put on trial, a former president, never been put on trial, a president never been put on trial. So they're coming from the dunghead media, they're coming from, they're like roaches. So I mean, everywhere you look on television, it's the Donald Trump trial, right? And Trump is, he's sitting in the courtroom, look like he's mad as a dog. And so yesterday, Michael Cohen, Michael Cohen yesterday was on stand on Monday and Tuesday, right? And so they were asking, they say Michael is a liar. So he lied about everything. Michael lied. He lied to Congress. He lied to the judge. He lied to the court. He lied and out-lied a cross-tie. He lied so much. That was said about Michael Cohen. So he's a liar. That's what they said about him, right? And they told the jury that he's a liar. So at any rate, I think he was questioned for a day or so by the prosecution, who gave him all softball questions. But yesterday, this guy, Todd Blanche, got a hold of him. I think that Todd Blanche's approach, and I don't know, you never know. You can never read a jury. By the way, I'll tell you, I'll let y'all in on this. Don't tell them creeps over there at the Mellon Bank. Don't tell them rednecks over at the Mellon Bank that. That's what I'm doing. I'm watching all these trials. I care two hoots about Trump or Michael Cohen. But I'm learning how to do a trial, because I figure at some point in time, I'm going to have to stand before a judge, stand before a jury. I'm going to have to question this and that and discovery and depositions and, evidence, and I'm going to object to everything, and I'm going to object to the judge. I'm going to object to going to the bathroom. I object. So what I've been doing is I've been watching to learn. I've been making notes about, because I've never been to law school, but I figure I got this big trial. I got this $70 million plus trial coming up, right? And I'm acting as a lawyer myself, so I think I can learn some things. So I'm watching and learning. But I think that you never know what a jury will do. You just don't know. Well, I guess you can. You can kind of lead the jury to think one particular way. There's several problems. One is that if there's anybody that's on that jury that's a MAGA person, it's a hung jury. I don't care. Listen, and then 8% of people in New York and Manhattan County, which is what we're in right now, are Republicans. Now, whether they are MAGA Republicans remains to be seen. But remember, dog killer George, what's his name? What's his last name? Santos, George, dog, drag queen George, dog killing George Santos, said he was a Republican. So yeah, 92% of people that live in New York City, they are liberal as the days are long. Y'all come and help me, please, help me. I think we'll get that woman, Tommy Land from Fox News, who said a conservative pastor in Harlem and New York City. Lord, we got to help him. I do need help. Anyway, so if there's one person on that jury that's a MAGA, then they ain't gonna get conviction. I don't care. You can listen. Mother Teresa can come and say, "I saw Trump do it. I was in the bedroom with him when they did it." That MAGA person, I don't care what you say, Mother Teresa, and then the mother whoever, Mother Beta. We don't care. So that's what it looks like to me. I don't know. It looks to me that they probably got somebody in there. It's hard. To not have gone through the process, and then they got two lawyers on there. Lord have mercy. I mean, I got a thing with lawyers. You don't want me to start talking about my thing that I have with lawyers. I got a thing with them. I do. Anyway, two of them on this trial. Two of them. So the deal is this. So this Todd Blanche guy yesterday, his approach to Michael Cohen, I thought was a bit off-centered. I thought that he came in trying to bully Michael Cohen and using a whole lot of prevarication. Is that what prevarications? Yeah, is that what it? Anyway, so it's kind of hard to figure out exactly what's going to happen with this thing. They may get a guilty verdict because most New Yorkers don't like Trump. Most of them hate his living guts. They hate. I mean, listen, the people in New York hate Trump more than they hated Leona Helmsley. Y'all probably don't remember her. She was the kind of person that Trump wants to be, really, really rich and really, really own a lot of real estate and had a lot of assets and a lot of liquid cash. Her husband, the old man Helmsley, but they call Leona Helmsley the queen of mean. That was one mean woman. That was one mean white woman. Woo, that woman was mean. A mean white woman. By the way, Bob Jackson sent me, I've been working on it, Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg been getting it on. Did y'all know about that? Yeah, child. Martha Stewart, you learn something every day, Martha Stewart, been getting it on with Snoop Doggy Dogg. That's right. So Bob Jackson sent me something the other day about it, so I'm going to try to get it posted when I get a chance to get back to it. But people don't like Trump. They in New York, they don't like him. And the other thing, Trump don't pay nobody. Trump, I mean, I don't know. I suppose these lawyers probably got their money up front because Trump will stiff you. So but I don't think that this lawyer had used the best time. He might, I don't know. He'll be back. Today is Wednesday, so they take the day off. Judge Merchant said that they don't do court on Wednesday. I don't know why. Maybe it's like they did out there when you used to have the sleep-in majors coming out from North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama. You used to get all these young black girls, 14, 15, 16 years old, put them on the bus and send them to New York or Long Island to be a sleep-in maid. And my grandmama was one before a time, a sleep-in maid, right? And then they have Thursdays off. The maid's day off will be Thursday. Anyway, so they don't do trials on Wednesdays, and so tomorrow it'll be back on again. I understand what I heard, the Dunghead Media reporting, that Michael Cohen is the last witness that the prosecution plans to present. And we haven't heard peep nor squeak from the defense if they're going to put on a witness, except for maybe will Trump take the stand? Will Donald John Trump take the stand? And he might. He might take the stand. You don't know what listen, everybody knows Trump lies. He knows everybody knows he lies. He knows if he lies, everybody expects him to lie. And that in this case, it doesn't matter whether Trump lies or not. The thing that most people, some of the legal experts are talking about, is that Trump should have admitted that he had sex with Stormy Daniels. He said he didn't do it. He said, I don't know the woman. And so he lies about everything that Trump does. And so he may take the stand. That would be really something. So, people are standing outside the courtroom, lined around the block like they used to be when James Brown came to the Apollo Theater. They'd be all up and down 7th Avenue and 8th Avenue trying to get into the Apollo Theater. There are people lined up around the courthouse in the mornings trying to get a seat in the courthouse because the courtrooms are small. And some people get online early in the morning and then they sell their place online for $2,000, $3,000. It's a circus up here, I tell you. I tell you, it's a circus that this trial is. I'll be glad when it's over with, quite frankly. But no, they've been all MSM. I don't watch Fox anymore. Except I may go watch it, find out when Tommy Land gonna be in and see what she got to say. Y'all remember her, Tommy Land? That's the one said that Pastor Manning, you're gonna win. Anyway. So MSNBC and CNN, they've been holding these conferences. I mean, not conferences, these panels at 8 o'clock at night. They get about 10 people there sitting around a glass plastic table with plastic lights and plastic microphones, and they got 10 different type of people. I noticed they don't ever call Al Sharpton, though. He's on MSNBC. They don't ever call him. And that'd be a good reason why. I don't see them calling that boy Morning Joe Scarborough either. So maybe it's not a racist thing with them why MSNBC don't call Al Sharpton. Then they start debating, well, we think it's going to go this way. Then they got all these former judges, former prosecutors. I've been looking at this thing for the longest, that on MSNBC and CNN, they have all these former federal prosecutors, especially from the Southern District, where I plan to hold my trial, right? And said former federal prosecutor. And some of these people look very young. I guess being a prosecutor is a pretty tough job. And they got some former federal judges, actually. I mean, they got a whole slew of people pontificating on television at night. I mean, it drives you crazy, the dunkhead media. I mean, there are a slew of them from everywhere. Black ones too, by the way. So, but my thing is, I was thinking to myself, I said, well, you know, these prosecutors, former federal prosecutors, and they're very young, and they're not federal prosecutors anymore, so why'd they leave? You know, was it that tough, being a prosecutor, federal, you know? Anyway, so I figured y'all would want to hear my take on that. So I don't know. Two things that is hard to say. Will Trump take a stand? And if not, you know, will there be a hung jury? Well, you know, it's just very difficult to say. I can tell you what my real answer if you want to know. If you want to know, come up close. I gotta whisper my real answer because Al Sharpton's listening. But I'll tell you, I don't care. I don't care one way. By the way, it don't mean nothing. If they convict Trump, it's hard to get a conviction, and they might get a conviction. But if they convict him, I don't know if it's necessarily going to hurt him in terms of his chances of beating slow Joe Biden in the polls, because these other trials are not going to happen. You can forget that. These other trials, they are locked down. They just ain't going to happen. But I don't know what it'll just be. And we have reached a place of immorality in America, and probably around the world, where, you know, it used to be if you got a parking ticket, you couldn't run for president. You know, that's just how it was. John Roberts, that fella who, you know, that love child boy, they, you know, but Trump, I'm telling you, these MAGA people, they just don't care. All right, so I figured I've said enough.